We are talking about the E word today. Any guesses on what that may mean? Stick around. You are enjoying the Step Out and Thrive podcast. Hey, welcome back, everybody. My name is Bethany B. Joy, and I'm so excited that you're here. Here in the Step Out and Thrive podcast, we basically talk about what it means to really live fully alive. And by being that, a lot of us come into these spaces with our work hat on, our role hat, our mom, dad, counselor, pastor, coach, leader, whatever it is, we have those hats on. But who are we when our hats are taken off? When our roles are taken off? Can we really receive from other people? Do we really have that close community that we think we have when we aren't in control and we're not facilitating, when we're just sitting and we're just being? Well, that's what I offer here at Step Out and Thrive, because here's the thing. You cannot give what you yourself have not received. So if you're trying to do a really close-knit group but you haven't experienced one, it's really hard to do. I want to give you that gift. That's why we do Step Out and Thrive. And so hope you're in the right place. I think you are. And you are here, y'all. This is the last day of this specific series. And if you're here and you're like, why is it the last day? Well, it just is. And you can choose to listen to this podcast episode and stay right here, or you can just go ahead and go back a couple weeks to the very beginning of this series. Totally your call. But either way, this whole series is dedicated to my book that just came out. And it's called Step Out and Thrive, Finding God in the Everyday When Nothing Makes Sense. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it for Kindle. You can also get the print version. And I mentioned last week, yes, you can get it in person if I come and speak in your area, because I usually come and speak with my books and I sign them. So I'd love to connect with you. I love to take the show on the road, and you get to meet my guide dog, Sparky, at the same time. So we love to travel. If you think that we'd be a great fit and a great encouragement for your next event, we'd love to partner with you and make it a success. So reach out. We'd love to connect. We talked about the Thrive letters, each letter of Thrive meaning something different. And today we're at E. But let's go back. T meant through, because you have to go through the storm. You have to decide that you want to go through it, not denying it, not stuffing it, not ignoring it. H is Him. You're not going through the storm alone. You're going through with God. But there's a difference between knowing God and actually being with Him. R stood for receive. And it's something that we really struggle doing, especially those of us that give out so well. It's really hard to receive. I was impossible. How so many times we just take ourselves or take God completely out of the equation because, well, in our minds it's already impossible, so why could it happen? And we miss what God's already doing. B, we talked about were victories, and we talked about how winning the entire game is not the victory. It's all the little victories that lead up to that sometimes we miss because we're so focused on what it should look like. We forget what God's already doing. And E is every day. So through Him, receiving impossible victories every day. When you hear that, it's like, what? No, right? Well, that's why I wrote the book, because we can go a lot deeper. And we almost literally have a conversation in the book. So you should get it. It really is good. But let's say you don't get it. You stay with me right now. Why is every day so important? Is it really possible to have impossible victories every day? Like, seriously, like I can hear some of you guys on the other end going, Bethany, you have no idea what I'm going up against right now. There's no victory. I'm in the middle of a crazy hard storm. And I'm not denying that. Please hear me. I've sat with people with tears. I've sat with people in complete shock. I've sat with people who have lost kids, who have lost spouses. There's so many different things. So please hear me. I'm not belittling anything that people are walking through. However, I truly do believe that there are these everyday moments that God just wants to be with us, that sometimes we miss because we're so focused on the storm. We're so focused on what it should look like. And yes, that can happen every day. You know, in the book, I actually talk about a story where a doorbell rang one day and it was a big surprise on my doorstep from a friend. These friends are awesome. They still do these, I almost call them doorbell dashes, because I don't know how they do it. Like once on a blue moon, we catch them on camera, but most of the time they do it, we don't catch them on camera. I don't understand how that's possible. They're amazing. But they would sneak in from time to time and leave food, leave fun items, leave just these care packages on my front porch. And it was just amazing. So that's what I kind of shared. But I had a different event that happened this week. And so as I'm recording this, I'm still recovering from a pacemaker implant and some light heart procedure stuff that happened. And today I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm up. But there was a day, and I think it was Monday. I believe it was Monday. I had the procedure on like a Thursday, so that day was a wash. And that Friday definitely was a wash because I was just like, what is happening? And I was trying to get used to like the new settings of the pacemaker because I've already had one, and they had to cut a little bit more into the muscle, which I actually, that wasn't a surprise to me. The pain was, but the muscle part was not a surprise to me. And so I'm just, trying to take it easy all weekend. I ended up having a really full day on Sunday, which was not planned, but, just how things worked out. And so when Monday rolled around, I was just found myself, I kind of got out of bed. I kind of let my kids get to school, and then I just had nothing left. I crawled back into bed. And I just felt just depleted on every level, emotionally, physically, relationally, spiritually. I mean, just everything. And I was like, what is happening? And I'm trying to give myself some grace, because a lot of times we don't realize when we go through procedures, it doesn't just impact us physically, it impacts every part of us. And so sometimes it's okay to go, I don't know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, but I'm okay feeling it. I'm not going to sit in it. And I know there's other stuff that I need to do, but I'm going to give myself permission to just be okay with what is. As I was laying there and I was having one of those moments where I'm just like, I don't want to get out of bed. Like I knew I could and I knew I should, but I was like, I don't want to. Like I was having almost a pity party kind of thing. And honestly, I had gotten some sleep the night before. I could have probably gotten more, but I knew if I stayed in bed, the following night was going to be horrible because I would be sleeping too much. So I knew I had to get out. I just wasn't. And all of a sudden, somebody comes to the door, and I was like, oh my gosh, like really? And I don't remember what time it was. It wasn't early. Like the kids were, at school at this point. And I just remember like going on the app because I have two dogs. One dog, my guide dog, does not bark. Like I've only heard him bark like once in a blue moon. My other dog does bark, and he's still a big dog too, but he's got this ferocious bark, which he's the kindest, cuddliest dog. He wouldn't bite or anybody, but he's just got that ferocious bark. So he's barking, losing his mind because somebody rang the doorbell. I get on the app because, again, I don't want to get out of bed. And I look on the app and I blow up the screen, and it's a guy standing on my porch with flowers. A guy that like a delivery guy, and I'm like, he's got the wrong address. That happens all the time around here because people do not have their addresses labeled very well, and we are one of them. We probably still need to get that fixed, actually. But anyway, people just don't know where they're going, and I'm like, okay. So I got up, went to the door, and just told him he probably had the wrong address. I told him what address I had, and he's like, actually, no, that's what they're supposed to go to. I'm like, well, that's weird. I wasn't expecting any flowers from anybody. And, I was asked, well, who's it addressed to? And he said my name. I'm like, and it still didn't click. And I'm like, well, how do I fix this? Like, that's where I was at the moment. And then I realized eventually it dawned on me. I'm like, wait, somebody actually sent me flowers. Like, it took a little bit, but eventually I figured it out. So I bring the flowers inside, and I eventually go and take a picture of the card, and it was sent by people that my primal questions people that I've been doing stuff with, and I can't wait to share more about that later. But I shared with them that I'm having this procedure done. Y'all, they I think two people out of that entire group have ever met me in person. The rest of them barely have spent any time with me. And yet they took time to find my address, to find flowers, to figure out a good time where I would be home probably after the procedure, to send me a card that they were thinking about me, that they were praying for my recovery. And I'm just like, that like blew me away. Like, it was completely unexpected, but it just like, it made me feel so seen, so loved, so cared for. It was an everyday moment that honestly is so easy to blow past. But in fact, I had a good friend even later that day. It's like, okay, what great thing happened today? And at that point, a lot of things had happened that wasn't exactly that great. And I kind of got lost. And they're like, well, because I kind of mentioned the flowers. I'm like, well, somebody sent me flowers this morning. And then I went right on. And instead, this friend's awesome. He slowed me down. They're like, can you tell me more about those flowers things? Because that's not a normal everyday occurrence. And I'm like, oh, yeah. It's the reality that we have these victories that happen every day that we completely miss. Again, if we don't know what a victory is, if we're expecting this big, grandiose thing, if we have already limited ourselves because we think we have to do the impossible instead of God, we're not going to see these every day. We're not going to see it. That's why people don't see God move every day, because they're looking for the wrong things. They're looking for these huge, grandiose things when God's like doing these amazing things all around us, and we just don't give him credit for seeing us, for knowing us, for loving us in such a deep way. And so I learned my own lesson. I was like, oh my goodness, like I knew I was going to be talking about this today. I'm like, well, I still have some learning to do. Because again, it was hard for me to receive and everything throughout that experience. So I'm still learning this process. I didn't write this book because I'd figured it out. I wrote this book because I want to share with you guys what God has been sharing with me. So again, I hope this is encouraging to you. The whole acronym, again, is through him receiving impossible victories every day. It's not us having to do more. It's actually doing less and ability to receive more. That way we feel fully alive. You can dare to do more than just survive, step out and thrive. Actually, it's not. It's called Step Out and Thrive, Finding God in the Everyday When Nothing Makes Sense. You can get that book on Amazon. Would love for you to get that book. And again, all the podcasts now are going to be shared in the community. How do you join the community, you ask? Well, you can join at community.stepoutandthrive.com. The podcast area is completely free to be a part of. So you can go on and find those episodes and, answer the question. The question that we're talking about this week is this acronym make sense to you? Through him receiving impossible victories every day. Do you have more questions about it? Do you really think it could happen every day? Do you have a different definition for thrive? Well, join us in the community. We'd love to talk with you. I'm in the community every week, along with many other amazing people. And this isn't the last. We're coming out with more podcasts next week. And I cannot wait to have you as part of the community and getting in connection. Again, dare to do more than just survive. Step out and thrive. See you guys back next week. Bye. Thanks for enjoying today's Step Out and Thrive podcast, the one place that you can always count to dare to do more than just survive, to step out and thrive. As always, for more information, please check out bethanybjoy.com or stepoutandthrive.com.